Following 4 quarters of consecutive growth, the South African economy contracted by 1.5% in Q3 of 2021. The rand seems to have weakened slightly from the gains made in early trade. For a discussion around this, we are joined now by Michael Treherne, Portfolio Manager at Vestact. Michael, good afternoon, and this is where we'd like to start. The rand has weakened in midday trade after tracking gains in early trade. Did the GDP print for Q3 move the needle?
It's a bit deceiving, Hugo. The US dollar was actually looking quite strong against global currencies in the lead up to our GDP release, so the rand looked weak because of that. But at 11:30, when our GDP number came out, the rand actually strengthened a bit. So it was a positive move, but it was a fairly small strengthening compared to the weakening that happened prior to that due to the strong dollar at the moment.
Well, those numbers have been released. The South African GDP has decreased 1.5% in the third quarter of 2021. What was your immediate reaction to this data? Any surprises for you, Michael?
I don't think it was too surprising. Those riots in July, increased lockdowns, those were well known going into this. The riots in July had a massive impact on July, and then they still had impacts in August. But when looking at specifically at the data, tourism sector struggling, which is no surprise, agriculture sector struggling, manufacturing sector struggling, and when we look at overall spending by consumers, that's down, and that would be broadly in line with an increase in unemployment, an increase in inflation. Consumers just have less money to spend, and that means that our economy struggles.
Well, you talk about agriculture, and agriculture is normally the rising star when it comes to sector performance. What drove the slump this time round?
From what I understand is there were poorly timed hailstorms in many of the agriculture sectors, and that resulted in a lower crop, and a lower crop means that the agriculture sector makes less money for the quarter. I think it is worth pointing out that Stats SA gives 2 different comparisons. So quarter on quarter, we're down 1.5%, but compared to the same time last year, we're up 2.9%. So it doesn't look as bad when you look at it on a year-on-year basis.
Again, finally, before we let you go, moving forward, what clues does the third quarter give us about the fate of SA's economy? Have we made strides since then?
Yeah, I think things have probably got worse since the end of September, not better. Those fresh lockdowns on the South African tourism industry is going to hurt us badly. It means a lot less foreign money coming in. And then also a high petrol price is bad for us in general. So I wouldn't be expecting a very strong read for the fourth quarter, and we expect that to come out in about March next year.
Michael Treherne, thank you so much for your time, and he was taking us through the day's markets today.